Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Oh.
Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Maxwell Star and Beer Analysis 101. Tonight, we've got a beer that's here courtesy of Ashley. Thank you, Ashley, for mailing this out to me. Actually, I'm kidding.
Hey.
You did send it out to me, Greg. Thank you very much for hooking us up with Great Lakes Brewing's Pale Ale.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Got us a nice redhead for tonight.
The redhead. He's going to be angry.
Anyway, moving along, let's go introduce the panel tonight. And just because I feel lucky tonight, let's actually introduce Greg first. So again, last time he was totally unprepared to give his ratings first last time. So.
I know. I usually just copy Ashley Sexton.
I know. Anyway, Greg, go.
How you doing, Nick? Thank you for asking.
That's good.
Well, you didn't ask me, so I said I'm doing great.
I did ask you. You were talking when I was asking you.
Well, you didn't ask me in a way I heard, Nick. Unprofessional. Goodbye.
Right.
Say hello.
I said hello. You guys aren't listening.
Say hello to my little friend. Anyway, moving along. Chris, how are you doing tonight, Mr. Off the 10th?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. We have a beautiful redhead with freckles that we're going to be drinking down and tasting her inner goodness.
Wow.
Which I'm looking forward to, just spreading that beer all over the place and then just tonguing it and enjoying it.
Yeah, this is going to be an embarrassing episode.
Nick just lost one female viewer.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, speaking of redheads, moving over to Mr. Redbeard, the bearded one. Thanks for coming on. Finally, instead of putting a digital representation of yourself.
Cheers. Finally had the night off. So, yeah, looking forward to drinking this stuff. Big fan overall of Great Lakes. So, yeah, should be good.
Nice. And of course, last but certainly not least, we got Mr. Ashley Sexton of Sexton Brewing Co., which is really just his homebrew and an awesome homebrew channel. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. And thanks for low-keying my channel. You're like, yeah, it's just a homebrew channel.
Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah, it's just
whoever's watching this,
I'm just giving you your time.
On the replay. You should all pick everybody's channel out just because I got almost 900 subs. Everybody else can.
Whoa! Shots fired, motherfuckers!
Wow.
This beer analysis is going off the rails.
Yeah, it's already gone off the rails. I'm trying to be nice here and say just because I got it doesn't mean you guys can't have any. You know, it's not. I'm not like I don't know.
Where's Carrie at right now in subs? What are you at now?
860 something.
I'm at 173, motherfuckers.
So everybody should go sub to Off the 10th, and everybody should check out Ashley's homebrew channel.
Of course they should. Ashley's got the fucking best shit going on right now, and Amy's doing all his editing. That's the best part.
Subscribe to Beer Burglar.
It's pretty darn solid when it comes to watching because it's actually interesting to watch.
I got 25 subscribers.
Yeah, with no videos.
Next to nothing. All right, let's get into the history of Great Lakes Brewery, and hopefully Greg can correct me anywhere if I got any of this wrong, because I kind of just copied
I don't know it that well, so yeah.
All right, fine. So the story of Great Lakes Brewery begins in Brampton, Ontario, in 1987. Opened by Bruce Cornish and a group of 4 silent partners. They chose the name Great Lakes as the 5 founders had a dream of eventually opening a brewery along all of the Great Lakes. The brewery began as a malt extract brewery, making a lager and a pale ale called Great Lakes Lager and Unicorn Ale, respectively. Within 4 years, however, Cornish and his partners had run out of capital, and to keep the brewery running, Peter Balut Sr., an Etobicoke construction magnate who had been previously introduced to the Cornish through business deals, he agreed to purchase the brewery in 1990. Balut Sr. made the switch to an all-grain brewery and relocated the brewery to Etobicoke in 1991. Eventually, GLB would open a retail outlet at the brewery in 2000, selling 6-packs of Golden Horseshoe Premium Lager and Red Leaf Lager in bottles. In 2006, GLB hit their first major milestone with the launch of Devil's Pale Ale 666 at the Toronto Festival of Beer. The beer became so popular that it was made into a year-round beer and was eventually became one of the first craft-brewed hoppy pale ales to appear on LCBO shelves when it was listed in fall of 2007, helping start the trend towards hoppier beers in Ontario, driving the hop craze. In 2009, with Balut Sr.'s health declining, his children, Peter Balut Jr. and Anita Jewell, took on day-to-day operations of the brewery. This change brought with it a new brewing team and new brands and marketing that led to new success for the brewery. In 2010, Great Lakes Brewing launched Canuck Pale Ale in time for the Vancouver 2010 Olympics. Canuck Pale Ale would become so popular that it would go on to win gold medals at both the 2010 and 2011 Canadian Brewing Awards. Sadly, Balut Sr. would pass away in 2010, leaving the brewery to his family to run, with Balut Jr. stepping in as president and chief brewing officer. All right, so GLB would win the coveted Canadian Brewery of the Year in 2013 at the Canadian Brewing Awards. At 2014's Canadian Brewing Awards, they swept the American IPA category with Thrust, an IPA, which won gold, Karma Citra at silver, and My Bitter Wife at bronze, as well as earning themselves their second consecutive Brewery of the Year award, which I thought, winning that big was worth mentioning. Anyway, of course, they've won numerous awards over the years. So beers from GLB include, they make Canuck Pale Ale, as we mentioned. They make Pompous Ass English Ale, which I had to mention because, Greg. Red Leaf Lager, which I've had before. It's actually really good. RoboHop Imperial IPA, which I hope to get at some point. Octopus Wants to Fight IPA. Miami Weiss Wheat Ale, which look for a trio review from me and Redbeard and Greg at some point in the future on this channel.
Yeah.
Harry Porter and Long Dong Pilsner, and of course they got many, many, many more beers out there to check out. So if you're ever in Etobicoke, definitely check out that brewery, or if you see the Great Lakes Brewing logo on LCBO store shelves. Anyway, so Pale Ale, what we're drinking tonight, is a 4.8%, 22 IBU Brut Pale Ale, a pale ale where the sugars are fermented down to zero. First released in 2018, this beer was named after Alexandria, or Al for short, a favorite around Great Lakes Brewery, inspiring this brew with her effervescent personality and dry sense of humor.
Was she a slut?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
What?
Shut up, Greg. All right.
I didn't even say anything.
Yeah, let's go down to the comments here, and there's only 3 there, so I'm going to read them. Eric Gilbert's in the chat saying, "Cheers, fools. What up, sons?" Joe Gansel's in the chat saying, "Hi, all." Hey, Joe. Ashley's saying, "Cheers, Joe and Eric," which is what I just said. And Joe says, "Cheers, Sexton." So it's just everybody cheersing themselves. So let's go into our histories. Let's start with Craig, who's probably got the most elaborate considering he lives within short walking distance of the place.
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to find my Untap. I can't figure out how many I have, but I'm sure I've got over 200 check-ins with GLB. I generally try everything they have because it's available. For my money, they're the best brewery out there. Maybe not as popular as Bellwoods or some other hype breweries, but their stuff's a lot more consistent in my opinion. They also charge reasonable prices for most of it. Some of their shit's overpriced too, but yeah, they're great. I've had this one like 4 or 5 times before. This is the first one I've had from this actual batch, but yeah, I like GLB a lot.
Yeah,
I'm a GLB whore.
Well, speaking of this batch, we're pretty much all doing this batch thanks to you.
Yeah, same batch. We're all on equal playing fields.
Pretty much. All right. Moving right along to Mr. Chris Lezak of Off the 10th.
All right. First of all, okay. My history with this beer is non-existent. I just wanted to say thanks to Greg for
cheers
for fucking giving us all this beer. This beautiful redhead is fucking fantastically drawn on the can. I've never had this beer before. My Great Lakes Brewery history in general, I've had a few in fucking Rhino's basement, a few during bottle shares and stuff like that, but I really haven't gone out and picked up a lot of stuff. I mean, Octopus Wants to Fight, sure, it's in the LCBO. I'm trying to think of anything else that I've had from GLB that I purchased myself. Not much, but it is what it is. I've had a bunch of the Harry Porters and the different variants of those beers, and it is what it is. I keep saying it is what it is. Like, where the fuck did I even come up with that all the time? But
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah. So this is the first time I'm having this beer itself. I'm actually drinking it. That's all.
Nice. All right. Rougebeard. What's your history with Great Lakes
You're
Brewing?
muted.
Or this? Yeah,
You're quiet. Redbeard, we
very
can't
quiet,
hear you.
Redbeard.
Literally, we can't hear you.
Speak up, Redbeard.
He's fixing it.
Yeah. How about fix that?
That's better. You're good.
Yeah, that's better.
Not sure what the hell's going on. I've had a crap ton of Great Lakes beers. They're probably in like my top 3 favorite breweries. And yeah, as far as IPAs and pale ales and stuff go, they are usually very much on point. So, and also many thanks to Greg for procuring this particular one.
Welcome. By the way, I have 205 GLB check-ins if anyone cares.
Nope, no one cares.
Throw my
Asher
dick
up.
on the table.
I think I probably had about at least 30 of their beers, but not nearly as many as you.
I don't think that's uniques though. I think that's double check-ins.
Or triple check-ins.
Still, I
Oh,
imagine
probably.
I imagine the number of unique ones you've had is probably way higher than mine.
It's fucking
Wow.
down the street.
Exactly.
Hopefully it is.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I would hope
Hey.
so.
I'm gonna go to Counterpart and I'm gonna have fucking like 18 check-ins. Fucking
Yep,
don't worry. It's gonna happen.
you got to do it.
All right. So moving along to the last one, who has yet to give her his history.
You're the last one.
Okay. Besides, go ahead, Mr. Sexton Smartass.
Well played, Ash. Well played.
Womp womp.
Yeah, again, just to echo everyone's sentiments, thank you very much, Greg, for this.
Sediments.
Sediments? Did I say sediments?
No, I'm kidding.
The best thing that you actually did sediments, and that's awesome.
Oh, okay,
I love
cool.
it. It's great.
So, my GLB experience, I haven't had much from the 7 Barrel series, which is what this is from. I have had a lot of their Tank 10 stuff and a lot of their, shelf turd stuff, which is absolutely fantastic. The Canuck Pale Ale is probably my go-to favorite.
Yes.
When I'm wanting something that's drinkable, but a little hoppier, but not like too crazy. Like you sit down, have 2 or 3, 4, whatever, and you still feel good.
For the price, you can't beat.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, these guys are known for their IPAs and whatnot, and for the most part, I mean, they do some dark stuff, but I've probably haven't had too many beers from them that I haven't really enjoyed. So they make a good product, and as Greg said, it's very well priced. So it's a good thing in my book.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember the first beer I ever had from Great Lakes Brewing. I could probably do a quick search on my channel. I know that as far as Great Lakes Brewery goes, I've had it at least like 2012, 2011 or something that like Galvino Arano sent me one time. I'm kind of making that up as I go along because I'm pretty sure I forget what my first review was. I didn't look it up beforehand. But I mean, I do like Great Lakes Brewery. I know I've got 13 check-ins on tap, but I know I've had more than that because of probably stuff that I've missed. I've been to the brewery 3 times now. Once 2017 Beer Fest, when I went up there with Rhino and
Beer Patrol.
Joe did come on.
Woo, woo, woo! It's the Beer Patrol.
Anyway, so moving right along. Yeah, I went up there 2017, 2018. I went there with your wife, Greg. It was fun. Borrowed your wife for an afternoon. And
I wasn't there. I don't know what things you did.
Yeah, no. Well, I had a flight and she filmed it.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. She got it all on tape. Anyway, hey guys. And of course there was of course our visit there this past last month there when we were there with Redbeard. So yeah, I mean overall, I find that Great Lakes Brewing, I mean, yeah, they're not as like high end as maybe a Bellwoods. I mean, it's almost unfair to compare it to what the Bellwoods can do, but GLB's consistent. Most of their beers are good. I will give them that. And as for Pale Ale, never had the specific beer, so we're checking her out for the first time. I am anyway. All right. Do we have any more commentivos?
Indeed.
Does anybody want to volunteer to read other than Greg?
I can do it.
Yeah.
Aside from people saying hi, cheers, and Ashley and stuff, then Guy has appeared Watching drinking Touk de Brew, a Caribou Black IPA, 5% nom noms in a mini
Nice.
growler. And Ashley had to get 2, and he thought about it, but he'll buy another one on the weekend. See if he can have cousin Pascal try it and some maple beers.
Nice.
Eric is drinking Blanche de Onel's 1979 Double Wit, and Chris loves everyone, which is just disturbing.
No,
That's
it's
nice.
And Joe's drinking some High Life.
Oh, he's drinking a champagne of beers.
And Eric's fucking fancy.
Damn right he is.
So fancy.
You're so fancy. I'm so fancy.
Yeah, I had to look it up on my channel to see which one I did. And my first, I think, beer review with Great Lakes Brewing dates back to like 2012. Hold on a second. And it is the Robust Porter that came out for their 25th anniversary way back 2012.
Wow.
Which was for review number 434. And I remember doing this because, actually, no, it's a different one. So we did this in the garage. Anyway,
Oh, that's from the 25th.
Yeah.
That's way back in the day.
That's way back in the day.
Christ Almighty, Sith, and who else?
That was
the-
a badass.
That was the
too.
first review night that we did with Sith. So
That's
a long time ago.
Is he the one that's angry in that picture right there in that screenshot? What's going on right now? He looks like he's the second from the left.
Yeah. No, the Sith's on the far left there.
Oh, okay. What do I do here?
Which one is the Lager Boy?
Lager Boy is the Fuzz. He's on the far right.
Oh, okay. Which one likes to steal stuff?
What?
Heist Almighty. He likes to do
Heist
heists,
Almighty.
right?
He's the one in the leather jacket. Or I don't think
Oh,
it's leather.
okay.
I think it's just a plaid sweater or something.
Yeah,
flannel.
Bubbles?
I watched many videos. I still don't know who's who.
Yeah, I know.
He looks
They
like
haven't
Bubbles.
they haven't been on my show in a while, and it'll probably be some time until one of them makes another appearance. Just
Do
because
any of them live close to you anymore?
what?
Do any of them live close to you anymore?
Buzz lives close to me, but he doesn't drink beer anymore.
Oh, okay.
And Sith moved to Yellowknife, and I haven't really talked much in the last 2 years to Heist Almighty. So I mean, I'm still
Oh.
friends with him, but that's another story.
It is what
Okay.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Where we going, Mr. Klizak?
All right, thanks for bringing us down.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Jesus
All right,
Christ.
life changes. Let's move on.
Yeah, he traded them in for me.
And there goes the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for
play us out here.
coming by.
Thanks for watching tonight. We'll talk to you folks later. Click. All right, so let's get back to final thoughts, if we may. Greg, what do you think of this beer?
Okay. First of all, quick rant. I think these guys are better than GLB. Than Bellwoods. Because Bellwoods is no longer consistent since they've opened their new brewery. I'm just throwing that out there. A lot of people who really praise Bellwoods, they're not what they used to be. Their prices are still as crazy high. End of rant. Yeah, I really like this beer. They make 2 of these. I can't even think of the other one off the top of my head, but they have 2 somewhat regular releases of brewed IPAs. I actually don't like brewed IPAs that much from what I've tried. I do like GLB brewed IPAs. There's just something about them that works. Now, I like this better than the last time I had it. Could be because it's a month and a half old. The other one I had was like a day old. I don't know. Sorry, there's a lot of motorcycles going by. But I really enjoy this. You know what? It's not the most flavorful. It's not really the most exciting beer, but it's just a really tasty, really smooth. And I almost feel like almost anyone could kind of enjoy this. It's kind of like a little bitter, a little sweet, and really good. I've given this over a 9 before. I'm not going to quite do that with this can, but I mean, for style, I'm going to go 9.5 out of 10 because I've only tasted one brewed IPA that's better than this and a bunch that are much, much worse. Personal enjoyment. This one's an 8.5 for me. I think it probably would have been a 9 if I'd gotten to this one fresher, but as it is, it's really, really good. It's really enjoyable.
Nice. So what'd you say for overall again?
8.5.
8.5. So 8.5 overall, and style.
Style 9.5.
Style 9.5.
Now,
Based on my limited experience with brewed IPAs.
no, I was going to say
Brewed IPA. It's a
with a Brut Pale Ale, since it's sort of like it's essentially just a subgenre of pale ales. Do you want us to rate it on it just being a pale ale and it just happened to be brut?
I'm kind of going with like, who cares if we're going by BJCP style guides or something.
Okay.
I'm thinking call it a brewed IPA and imagine, is this what we would consider? What would this match? Would you expect that style to be? Because especially for you as a home brewer, you know what a brewed IPA, but what
We all
the
know.
process of making a brewed is. Anyway, I know brewed IPA is like, who's ever heard of that? Usually you don't hear. Sorry, a brut pale ale. You don't really hear about brut pale ales so much as you do as IPAs, but you kind of the same thing. Anyway, I'm getting off the rails here. So Greg's
I'm just sort of rating in the whole brute genre, I suppose.
Yeah, that works for me. Really, Beer Analysis 101 is just a bunch of guys on the internet drinking beer, so we're kind of making things up as we go along to a certain degree.
Fucking
Everything.
You know?
True.
Anyway, speaking of making things up, Chris, go ahead. What's your thoughts?
Go make some things up.
I'm going to make some shit up right now that I do not like this beer. I'm going to bring this right down. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, IPA, whatever the brewed IPA number was that, 9?
That was
way,
9. I think
was way better than this fucking beer. This smells like ass. I'll tell you right now. Not a fan of the smell of this beer. And the taste of this beer, I'm not really enjoying this beer. I mean, I'm drinking it because I have to, but other than that, I would definitely not buy this one again. This one is coming off with a weird taste or a weird smell, whatever, or both. I don't think it's because it's been sitting in my fridge. I mean, it's not that old of a beer. When did we get this one?
It's May 9th. It's about a month and a half.
All right, so it might be getting a little bit too funky after a month and a half on this one, but you know what? I'm not a fan of this beer. I mean, I love the fucking label of this beer. I mean, that's a fucking sexy fucking redhead. I'll tell you right now. But she makes a shit beer. Okay, she didn't make the beer.
However, no,
her ass.
it's Jace Westcott.
Yeah, and he's gone. So see you,
there he
Ewart.
goes.
It's a yurt.
So with that being said, you know the best thing about that coming up, we know that it's somebody in our group who is Jace Westcott because there's no other way. But anyway, I'm not a fan of this beer, to be honest with you. As a brut pale ale or brut IPA, I've had better. I really have, and I don't think I don't know. I don't even know what to say on this one. So I'm just going to give this one an average score. I'm going to give this a 6.5 for style. My personal enjoyment, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. I'm not, or what are you doing? Oh, 5 out of 10, right? So 5 out of 10.
We do this one out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going to give this one a 5. I'm not a huge fan of this beer at all. I'm sorry. But thank you, Greg. I appreciate it. And you know what? Great Lakes, don't get me wrong. Great Lakes makes fucking fantastic beers. This in particular is not my cup of tea. It's not, it really isn't. It's not something I enjoy. And unfortunately, I got to score it to my taste. So.
You know what? I actually do think brutes are somewhat taste-wise because I did not like IPA number 9 all that much.
Mm-hmm.
So
it is all about what you get out of it. And for my own personal enjoyment, I really don't really enjoy this beer. Even though, as you look on the camera right now, I've almost done this beer, and it is what it is.
It's all based.
Fuck, I said that again.
All based on your baby palate.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not I don't think it's really my baby palate. I just think that this beer, if you were to hand this to somebody, they might actually be like, this is not good.
They'd be like, this is pretty
Or
good.
some people. Oh, no, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Some people might be like, oh, this is fantastic. Some people might be.
My thoughts when we're done here, but
so I think in this beer, it's either going to go one of two ways. You're going to either love it, or you're not going to love it, and you're going to hate it, and you're going to be like, I'm never buying this again. And in my opinion, my own new quickie trademark, this is one of those ones I will not probably buy again. But I'm done. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Greg.
Well,
You're ruining my day, motherfucker.
Everybody's entitled to an opinion. So,
I poisoned it as well.
So we know which one he had. Greg actually wiped his butt on before he gave it out. Or so that was probably.
That's why it smells like ass.
All right, Redbeard, what's your thoughts on this?
My thoughts are that Chris is fucking on crack or something. This stuff is really tasty, man. This is great. Like I've had not a shit ton, but probably at least like 10 different, not so much IPAs, but brute beers, mostly IPAs or pale ales. And this is up there with the best ones I've had. Again, blows IPA number 9 out of the water. And if this was available like in the LCBO, I'd buy one of these like every single time I go. This is fucking damn tasty. Juicy. Again, even the aroma, not terrible. I think Chris might have actually got the can that Greg may have wiped on his ass or something. But yeah, it's great. I'm gonna go
It's quite
9
possible.
9 for my
9.
I'm going Wayne Gretzky. Cheers, and it's also going down.
He's doing the German 9-9.
Redbeard had to rate it just a little bit higher to offset Chris's bringing it low.
That's how fucking good it was. First time in a while I finished the beer in the fucking chat before it's done.
Wow.
Delicious.
All right. Speaking of finishing the beer, Mr. Ashley Sexton, what's your thoughts?
Well, I haven't quite finished it yet, but I got one last gulp. So it pours sort of a slightly hazy, like lemonade type beer. Head sort of disappears quite quickly, mostly because of the fact that it's a brute. Not a lot of proteins left in there. The aroma actually reminds me a lot of Canuck Pale Ale. Just like it hits a little bit on like that piney side, a little bit on that mango side, but then there's like a lemony tartness, like a citrusness. A citrusness. There's a citrus note that's in there that's not in like Canuck Pale Ale. So I think they use a very similar like hop bill for this. The flavor's very muted though. You know, like when you take a sip, because it's so drying, it sort of scrubs out a lot of the extra like juicy flavors for me, at least. It's got a super light body. Surprisingly, the carbonation was pretty mild. I was expecting something a little bit more effervescent, but it actually drinks super easy. It's like super smooth, like not creamy smooth, but it's just like light carbonation smooth, if that makes any sense. It's got a slightly earthy bitterness to it, but I mean, other than that, like I found a lot of the flavors were sort of scrubbed out, probably because it's a brute. So, but I mean, overall, I mean, this is something. What is it, like 4-point-something%, 4.8? You know, it drinks easy. It's light, light ABV. You know, you could sort of sit back and pound a few of these, no problem at all. You know, and you know, there's enough of a pleasant aroma for me, I find, that you know, it sort of counterbalances the lack of flavor. So, I mean, for me, I haven't had a lot of brutes, to be completely honest. I had IPA number 9 for a brute, and that's an IPA. This is a pale ale. I don't know. I'll just give this a generic score of 8 out of 10 for style. And personal enjoyment, I'll probably stay around the same 8. I would have preferred a little bit more flavor on the sip.
So you're going, what was Mario Lemieux?
8 and 8. No, that's 6 and 6.
What was he? 60? Oh, yeah, it was upside down. Who's 88?
That's
Is there an 88?
Eric,
McGillney.
I don't fucking know.
He was 88.
So okay, so
Lindros.
8 and 8, right?
8 and 8, yeah.
Okay.
Lindros.
Sure.
There we go. I'm going to pull a Lindros on this.
All right. So now back to what everybody's been waiting for. It's my own personal opinion on this thing. My own opinion. Sorry, Chris, stealing your thing for the night.
You mother.
Well, nobody else was using it but you tonight.
Royalties incoming.
Oh. All right. So I found that this beer, nice light stone fruit aroma. Like Ashley said, it's got that nice little light hazy body, almost lemony, citrusy kind of look to it. I find drinking it, it's got a very light body to it, which is understandable considering it's a brute. A little hint of soda water in the back. I get passion fruit, peach, and apricot in the flavor. It goes down very easy with a light little bit of soda water. There's almost no bitterness to this thing. This works extremely well. I'm surprised that they were able to get such a hoppy beer to be almost no bitterness and yet not have this weird kind of resiny soda water kind of thing in the back coming out in spades like I get with like a session IPA. This I would session this. Like this is really, really, really nice. Like Al on the can, she's very approachable. So that was kind of my thought on this. Is like, I think as somebody who wants to drink who's not used to drinking hoppy beers and wants a little primer, that would be perfect. Because if you're used to drinking like low ABV beers, like porters or Bud or something like that, and you want to try something interesting, that's a great place to start. Just because it's just a minor step up in the bitterness, and it goes down super easy. So I think for the Brut style, I'm surprised it got it to work that well. I mean, when I compare it to other Brut beers I have had, I'm usually thinking of Brut IPAs, and of course they're a little bit more beefier, tougher. They end up having a bit more alcohol and more hop burn. This one here is extremely smooth and drinkable and does the Brut part very well. So I'm going to give it for the style, I'm going to give it an 8.5, and overall enjoyment definitely earns itself an 8.
Cool. Yeah, that was delicious. That was.
I totally bring that score down. I love it.
Totally did.
I know. You know why? Because you know what? You know what? It's all about our palates, right? I mean, that's what this is all about. If we don't like something, I'll tell you why.
We like to say that beer got Klizacked.
It did, and I don't. I want to say I could. Do I have a bad can? Probably not. I mean, it is what it is.
No.
Oh, fuck! I gotta stop fucking saying that. God damn it! But while Nick's tallying up the score, I just wanted to say something first. I just want to say congratulations to Nick for being fucking photographer of the year for his photography club and member of the year that he got,
Yay.
which is fantastic. And I know he's about to fucking bring out Jamie in a second, but I just want to say congratulations to Nick for being a fucking fantastic photographer. You should totally do a fucking. You know what? You do have a fucking YouTube channel on your fucking photography or the low tech channel, which is fine. Do some shit with your photography. I'm telling you right now, you should do it. You're fucking fantastic at what you do, and I'll let you go with what you're gonna do with Jamie.
Curious about photography. This is the picture of the beer I just took.
That's fucking gorgeous.
Ooh,
So fancy.
Drinkable. Anyway. All right. So moving along, let's go over to virtual Jamie, because he drank the beer tonight too.
Oh, Jamie.
Shut up, Greg. Oh shit! Hold on a second. I gotta raise the volume.
Be more prepared, Nick.
Hey, Nicholas.
God damn it!
Hey, Nicholas.
Shut up. There we go. All right.
Shut up, Jamie.
I thought I had the volume turned up. There we go. So.
Hey, Nicholas. Thank you for having me on BA 101 for Great Lakes Brewery's Pale Ale by the name of Pale Ale. Thank you, Greg, for getting us all this beer. That's pretty awesome and very professional of you. And shout out to Scotty from Boogie Nights on the label here. I'll just give you my scores really quick. I'm going to give it a 7.5 for style, and I'll give it a 7 for personal enjoyment. I'll give it a 7.25 for personal enjoyment. Let's bump it up a little bit. I highly enjoy it. It's really drinkable. It's just there's not a whole lot there for flavor, so I think that for me is the reason that I would buy it again, but I wouldn't really seek it out. Like there's other beers with a little more of a flavor profile that I would pick over this one. But again, highly enjoyable. Thanks, Greg, and thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
There you go.
There you go.
Thanks, Jamie.
All right, so now that actually it's a good thing we watched that because I had Jamie's numbers written down wrong. All right, so Redbeard, you want to move on to the comments and see if we got any?
Sure. Go back from where. I'm not sure what these are really referencing. Eric said wrong. Then Jason Voorhees said, "What, you don't like ass?" Drink. Guy said, "Love that ass." Eric Gilbert said, "I believe regarding this beer that he thinks it'd be better with a lemon wedge like Corona, but I don't like it. Might be all right. I don't see making it bad, but I thought it was great.
I think it sounds like Eric's trolling me right now.
Chris agrees because Chris is weird and he likes Corona. And then Guy says, or mix it with a black IPA. All beers should be black IPAs. You know what? Mixing a regular IPA with a black IPA, depending on the beer, like beer alchemy is fun. Mixing beers is fun. Even mixing an imperial stout with chocolate milk can work sometimes. You'd be surprised. Eric Gilbert says Lindros was a beast in Oshawa. Chris agrees. And Ashley says he got a few of his rookie cards. They're probably worth about $6.78 combined. Because, hockey cards, there's a couple out there that are still worth some money, but overall, their heyday is kind of gone, big time.
Yeah, you'd be surprised on that one.
Again, like I said, there's a few that are still worth some money, but overall, there's a shit ton that've been reprints and stuff of all these cards, and yeah, it's like it's really not as nearly it's not nearly as big a market as it used to be.
You find
Yeah.
you find a
Yeah.
McDavid signed card, you're laughing.
It's signed. A lot of cards
Signed.
are going to be worth more money if they're signed.
Yeah, and they're in actually packs of, or they're in boxes of fucking cards. Don't worry.
Like if someone has like a fucking Babe Ruth fucking signed card or something, like yeah,
Oh.
there's still cards that are worth a ton of money. But yeah,
That would
But yeah.
probably be different, yeah. I mean, I know with hockey cards, I collected when I was like 11, 12 years old, and I still, up until a few years ago, had a lot of them. But they were worth next to nothing because back then you had like Upper Deck, Pro Set, Peachy Premier. You had all kinds of companies coming out with their own brand of cards that were ranging in price from being like $5 a pack to $2 a pack, and then it just got ridiculous with the amount of special stuff that they put out. And it was so overproduced, and people collected them and kept them in great condition that they didn't really hold their value or any value whatsoever. So really, when it comes to hockey cards that are rare, it's like stuff from the 50s and 60s.
and again, like being signed, obviously
Yeah.
that's a big thing.
One of the last big hockey card to be worth anything, I think, was like Gretzky's rookie. Anyway, we're way off topic. Talking about
Crosby.
beer.
Way off topic
Yeah,
over here.
let's look at the scores. So this is how Al did tonight.
Oh,
Ooh, style 8.17, overall 7.63, and most of that is 7.63 is, of course, Chris. Who thought
Well,
I didn't like it.
the
What-
big
what do you
question
want?
is it better than MGD? Is the question.
Yes,
And
yes, it
It
is.
is. It is.
you
It
know,
ended
I'll
up
take it
being
as an expert because I know Chris knows what ass tastes like.
It's better than MGD.
Anyway,
A little ass in your diet never hurt anyone.
right. Anyway, yeah. So that's how Al worked for us.
I want to say it over the history of time, it probably has hurt someone.
You're probably correct.
You're probably right. And it's a very unclean part of the body to start eating. And you get all kinds of weird bacteria that could.
It depends on where you are.
You ever heard that? Was it recently somebody died from a poop transplant? It was in the news.
What the?
What's a
Fuck you
poop
talking
trans?
It was a joke.
Oh,
I think
No, I'm not kidding. There was like this thing where, like, if you like for gut bowel bacteria and flora or fauna, whatever you call it, they were some people would try to do poop transfers from a healthy bowel to an unhealthy bowel, and that way it'll help promote proper gut bacteria. It'll help a lot of issues like with IBS, or Crohn's, or something. But somebody died from getting the wrong bacteria.
Well, the way you said it initially, it was a deuce. That like you made it sound as if it was a full-on joke.
No, it's not like.
Then you're like, no, it wasn't a joke. I was just making.
No, this was one of those experiments.
It's not like shoving poop back at your. What are we talking about this for?
So it actually sounds like something that was actually tried on humans before it tried on other animals first. That's what it sounds like.
Well, here's a
Exploring our
fun
own anus.
fact.
Next
Here's a
week's
fun
Beer and
fact.
House 101,
Right.
we all asked Chuck.
I don't know if we want a fun fact on this show.
No, fun fact. Your own poop can't hurt you. So anyone that wants to do ass to mouth, it's totally safe if it's only your own poop.
He's not wrong. I don't want to say it can't hurt. If you ate a bunch of it, it probably still wouldn't be great for you. But you won't get pink eye from your own ass.
It's your own bacteria.
Somebody in the chat, hurry up and ask what next week's beer is.
Hold on, you guys. Do you ever heard of what happens when your colon explodes and you actually poop inside your body? And that there's actual technical term for that.
Yeah, it's
And
called
that'll
death.
kill you.
This
No,
is
it'll
like
kill you.
science.
That'll kill you.
If your
All
stomach
right,
or
right.
your,
Eric Gilbert is in the chat saying, "What's next week's beer? We are going to do Coors Light in honor of America Day." today."
What?
What about
There
Bud Light?
you
Why
go.
don't we do
I'm in.
Coors
Why
Light
aren't you in?
versus Bud Light?
Chris Lezak wanted us to do Coors
I agree,
Light.
Greg.
It's about fucking
I
time.
think-
We've
why don't
only
we do the
waited 2 years
verses
to do
next-
this.
Come on,
All right,
Nick.
no, I don't want to do the verse. No,
Oh,
bitch about it next
hate
week.
America.
I know it's gross. It says, fuck.
I
Next
might do
week's
Bud
beer,
Light
we're doing-
beforehand.
Yeah. All right, do it. We are
Jesus.
doing this because next week is July 3rd, which is day before Independence Day. So we're doing it kind of halfway in between.
Oh, now it's Independence Day. You said America Day.
We're taking a silver bullet to the team and drinking
America.
that crap. It
Trump
was actually
2020.
it was actually kind of embarrassing walking into the NB liquor store and buying one can of Coors Light. And walking out.
Yeah, you look like a homeless guy.
Like a homeless guy. Just like,
Did you pay? Did you pay
buying
with
one-
change?
no Visa.
This is what happened. Nick, you okay?
Paid with
Are you
nickels.
all right? Are you okay,
Are
Nick?
you
Why are
okay?
you only buying one
Money,
can
are
right
you
now?
all correct? All right. Did you? How come you only have one camera anymore? Did you sell the other two? All right. So there you
After
have it.
show.
Yeah, I'll probably buy
Beer.
6 of those and get fucking completely schmammered.
Oh,
That'd be great.
Don't do it.
You're
Don't
not
do it,
going to
Sexton.
get shmammered on
Shut
6
up,
of those.
six.
Buy 12 of those.
So I think the comment about poop just killed it. Oh, we still have 8 people watching. We don't have any downvotes yet. That's
People
good.
want to know science facts. That's why they tune in.
But we can talk
we
about
weren't being all
will
gross about it.
Talk about science facts about the bowel
Nope.
on the
Joe
after
said
chat.
Joe Genzo says he's going to get the beer, so that's cool. That's how we're going to end this. So
All right,
All
Joe.
right. Better Joe.
let's go.
Right on. Anyway, Eric Gilbert says only 6, Ash.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So in other words, I want to say thank you, Greg. Thank you.
You're welcome, Nick.
Thank
Chris?
you, Greg.
Thanks, Chris, for coming on. Thanks,
Okay.
Mr. Sexton, for sending this beer to me and coming on as well. And of
It's up
course,
to everybody but Greg.
thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you.
Cheers, everybody!
Dinner!
Penis!